Following on from the presentation I delivered at the conference on Monday, I just want to talk a little bit to you about psychosocial safety in the workplace. Now, there's new legislation, federal legislation, and there's also state legislations that really compel organisations now to really put some attention on this and make sure that workplaces are not contributing to people's distress and psychological stress. And the areas that are really being looked at are people being overworked because there's just too much for them to do in their role. And then often from that is a fear of speaking up because they feel they might be judged or even lose their role. And then there's people who are suffering distress because of poor job design and it makes their life really difficult, or people who haven't had enough training and they're really struggling because they feel incompetent and they feel like they can't do their job very well. And then comes other areas like managers who are dominating, overbearing, rude, and difficult to be around, making life difficult for people in the workplace. And then on top of that, we can add to that areas like bullying, harassment, sexual harassment, any of those things that cause stress and distress where it really doesn't need to be in the workplace. If we go back to the information I covered with you on Monday and my talk about care and my talk about taking notice of what's going on around you and becoming really vigilant and really conscientious about what's really happening in your workplace so that you can notice what's going on. And remember, I said leadership is about noticing and then taking action. So acknowledge that those things are no longer tolerable in any workplace and in fact can lead to difficulties for the business in terms of fines and other sanctions. It's your responsibility to really keep your attention out in the world, notice what's going on, but also work with your people to get them to pay attention to what's going on. So that any of these things that are sneaking into the system, because it's all too easy to keep giving eager people more to do, right? And be really mindful of these things so that you can see them when they're happening and take action to stop them. And even better, take action to prevent them. So it all very much aligns with what I talked to you about regarding your care. But it also fully aligns with what I was talking to you about alignment and flow of power. So important. Keep an eye on what's going on around you. Take care of your people. Help them to be caring toward each other. And then you create harmonious teams. And then together, people are then more inspired to work as hard as they can to produce the outcomes that are needed, but they do it from an inspired place rather than a forced or a compelled place. And that's a big difference. And that's what good organizations do. So thanks for your time.